have you heard the news, people? An Inuyasha sequel is coming. I've been seeing people talk about this on Twitter a lot. They are actually creating an anime that serves as a sequel to Inuyasha, the popular anime series. I personally am an Inuyasha fan. I'm actually trying to rewatch it with Adam, but we haven't really gotten that far because every time we watch something together, we just like watch a few episodes, drop it for months, and then eventually go back to it. I think it's kind of crazy that they're going direct to an anime as far as a sequel goes, but from what I've been told, the original writer is not working on this sequel. She's going to be a consultant instead, so she's kind of involved, but she's not writing it. And the sequel is going to be called Half Demon Princess Yasha Hime. And we got this very nice promotional image here. Now, from what I understand, they're going the Boruto route. So this is a story about the children of Inuyasha and Sesshomaru, and I don't know who this other kid is. But this is Inuyasha's child. This is Sesshomaru's child. And immediately the questions that are being asked on Twitter are just like, who did Sesshomaru have sex with? Especially because Sesshomaru's child is supposed to only be half demon. And for those of you who have watched Inuyasha, you know that Sesshomaru has a bit of a character arc by how he feels about humans, and for the most part he just thinks that they're lower creatures, that he couldn't imagine falling in love with a human. But one day he saves the life of a little human girl, Rin, and he realizes, okay, there is something endearing about humans. There is something precious there. That being said, the idea that Sesshomaru does it with a human woman and actually has a half-demon child of his own is still pretty shocking for a lot of fans, I can imagine. And the theory that most people are going with is that he did it with Rin, the little girl. I don't think people are gonna like that, but I guess for the most part it makes sense. Like, demons are immortal and she's gonna grow older and eventually die because she's mortal. Really, any demon that does it with a human, there's always gonna be some giant age difference. It's just a little bit weird because he like also kind of raised her as like a child, but I don't think we have any confirmation who Sesshomaru had sex with. So we'll leave that being a head scratcher. And they have some concept art down here being shown. So a lot of the concept art really does look cool. Very classic Inuyasha styles. I don't know who this kid is though. I don't know what that story is gonna be like. And I also kind of wonder if Inuyasha and Kagome and Sesshomaru are gonna be present in this anime, or is it going to be strictly just a story about the kids? I imagine that they'll still be there somewhere, right? You gotta have at least like a little callback. I'm very curious about the show. I definitely want to watch it, but I'm also very skeptical because usually whenever they have like an ongoing sequel that features like the kids of the original cast that you actually enjoyed, I think it's usually bad. I mean, whenever any original classic show or movie has a sequel after a really, really long break in between, I think it's usually just bad. I actually have not read the synopsis for the series though, so I'm going to do that now, and lucky me, Rumoric World has a translated story. The daughters of Sesshomaru and Inuyasha. Wait, they're both girls? I mean, I thought she was probably a girl, but I thought this was a dude for sure. They set out on a journey transcending time. In feudal Japan, half-demon twins Towa and Setsuna are separated from each other during a forest fire. While desperately searching for her younger sister, Towa wanders into a mysterious tunnel that sends her into present-day Japan. Okay, so it's like the reverse. Where she is found and raised by Kagome Higarashi's brother Sota and his family. 10 years later, the tunnel that connects the two eras has reopened, allowing Towa to be returned with Setsuna, who is now a demon slayer working for Kohaku. But to Towa's shock, Setsuna appears to have lost all memories of her older sister. Joined by Moroha, the daughter of Inuyasha and Kagome, the three women travel between the two errors on an adventure to regain their missing past. This sounds kind of convoluted. So we're still doing the time travel thing in the sequel, but now it's kind of the reverse, where these two twins are separated from each other, and Towa, I guess, is this... Wait a minute, this is a girl too? I guess I'm supposed to be able to tell because of the one little dash eyelash. Come on now. Okay, so Towa is from feudal Japan, but traveled through time to the present and is raised by Kagome's brother Sota, and I guess is a tomboy? And then 10 years later, goes back to feudal Japan to find her sister, and Sasuna doesn't even remember, oh, I had a twin? And for some reason, unexplained in this synopsis, the daughters of Shishomaru and Inuyasha are going back and forth through the time eras with Toma, and I don't know, I guess it's a mystery? It's a mystery why Setsuna doesn't remember her, and they have to unravel the mystery. You know, as far as like getting me hyped up for this sequel, this isn't doing it for me. This isn't really helping. I'm just not getting that same sense of conflict like I did with the original Inuyasha. Like, who's the villain? Who are they gonna be fighting? Who's the new threat? Did someone cause Sasuna's memories to be erased? Is there a reason behind it? Why are all three of these girls traveling between the two time eras? What is the purpose? I mean, I guess it makes sense for Towa. You gotta go back to Sota and be like, hey, I'm okay. I haven't died. I've just been time traveling. It's cool. Thinking back on the original Inuyasha, I think it's hilarious that Kagome got away with that. She just goes back home and she's just like, yeah, it's cool, I've just been time traveling. It's also funny that the time traveling well never brings Kagome back the very minute that she left. It always brings her back the exact time that she's been in the feudal Japan era. So she just misses countless days of school and has to constantly write doctor's notes of why she isn't there. And the parents and the grandpa, they just go along with it like, yeah, our baby girl's gotta go time travel. Man, Kagome had the most understanding parents in the world. Yeah, go fight your demons, honey. Go finish your destiny. So I guess my official takeaway of how I feel about this sequel coming out, I mean, the fact that the original writer isn't actually writing it is already kind of a red flag. The synopsis doesn't really give me any hope, and usually whenever they do this is the adventures of their children stories, it's very rare that I like those. So I'm curious, I'm very curious about it because I love Inuyasha, but I'm not optimistic. Anime has bad sequels too. But what are your personal thoughts about the half-demon Princess Inuyasha sequel coming out? Tell me what you think down below in the comment section. That's what it's for. As usual, remember to like the video, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!
Program restart.